Yo, what's up everybody? It's Dakota, aka Cannon Too Cold, and this is gonna be my first tutorial slash beat breakdown. For my first video, I wanted to break down a beat that's a little more basic than most of my beats. This one is actually my second most popular beat on YouTube. And before we actually get into the breakdown, I want to give a huge shout out to Critter. They made the original song that I sampled in this beat. Super fire artist, mad underrated. Honestly, probably one of my most streamed artists this year. And as soon as they previewed the original song on Instagram, I knew I had to sample it. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and play the original song with no effects, no chops, anything like that. I'll be waiting by the telephone. Heard that you and her are going strong. But if you get into a fight, if you get bored of her, give me a call. I'll be waiting by the telephone. And to be honest, I really didn't do too much to the sample. All I did was drop the sample down a scale by changing the pitch down 100 cents. And I don't actually remember the BPM in the original song, but I do know that this beat is at a lower BPM than the original. And honestly, I didn't do too much with the sample. Looking back, if I remade the beat, I would have done a lot more. I could have sampled the guitar in the original song by itself, or even used a different part of the vocal. But I literally just repeated the hook from the song over and over and just slapped on Shaperbox presets to change it up a little bit. So the main Shaperbox preset that I used for the hook of the song is this one that I made for a beat that I previously made, but I just reused the same preset that I made, and this is what that sounds like. And then for the second Shaperbox preset, I literally just half-timed it, but I put the mix knob to 60%. That way the original melody's still there. And then you have a really good blend of the low end being half-timed in the original melody. But the beat's been out for a few months now, and over 30,000 people have listened to it, so there's not much I can change now. And then for this next part, I literally just have both Shaperbox presets playing at the same time, and here's what that sounds like. And yeah, I personally don't like the way it sounds by itself, but trust me, once the drums come in, it sounds completely different. Before we get into the drums, all the drum sounds used in this beat were in my Trauma drum kit that I dropped a few months ago. It's completely free, and I'll have a link in the description for all you guys to go and check it out. And I didn't do anything special with the claps, it's just your basic clap pattern, but I did layer two of my claps together to make a new sound. And then next up, I added a perk to add a little bit more bounce, and I'm not sure what this actually is. I just called it blip because that's what it sounds like to me, but all I did was just lay down this basic pattern. So next up, we got the hi-hats, and I actually use two hi-hats on this beat. That's something that I like to do a lot. To me, it gives it more layers and honestly can create an interesting bounce just by using two hi-hats. So this is what the first pattern sounds like. And this is what the second hi-hat sounds like. I know, absolutely groundbreaking hi-hats, right?
He like a hi-hat god, kinda.
Jokes aside, this is what they sound like together. And next up, we have what I personally think carries the beat. So yeah, here's the 808 pattern. I like to create tension by placing my 808s one note apart from each other. And another thing that I did that I do on a lot of my beats is simply just playing a note up an octave. As you can see, I'm playing C sharp. I'm just playing at a C sharp 6 instead of C sharp 5. And then at the end of the 808 pattern, I just played a note higher up in the scale to really finish it off with some more power. And then we just got a basic kick pattern. And so this is what the kick and the 808 sound like together.
one thing that you might have noticed is I don't actually have the kick playing on every single 808, and I do that to just add a little bit more bounce, because you have the 808 hitting without a kick, and then it kind of leads back into the kick, and it really just adds a lot of extra bounce to the beat. And so this is what all the drums sound like together. So yeah, as you can see, I don't really use that many sounds in most of my beats, but I make sure to get the most out of each one and have them kind of bounce off of each other and fill in the correct pockets. Something that a lot of people ask me about and have questions about is actually my mixing. And to be honest, I don't really do that much mixing besides some basic EQs, maybe a little reverb. I mostly just mix by ear and kind of level things out, but I'll go ahead and just show you how I leveled everything. And as far as my master, I really don't do that much, but you could easily just use the regular fruity soft clipper. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is a pretty basic beat. I didn't want to start off with something super complex or super hard to understand. But like I said earlier, please go and show some love to Critter and the original song. And I low-key kind of feel bad because my beat has the same amount of views as the official lyric video on YouTube. So be sure to go check out the original. I'll have it linked in the description as well. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. Let me know down in the comments what other beats of mine you would like me to break down. And yeah, I'll see y'all guys in the next one.
If you get bored of hearing me call, I'll be waiting by the telephone.